Like any other secret society or fraternal order, there's a few years in the formative stages. And then there's a time when they actually get a charter and come together and actually become an actual organization. And then they get a charter from the government and they actually are a legal organization. They were in operation in the 1760s, 1770s, but it wasn't until 1776 that they actually made themselves into a coherent order, and it was called the Order and Sect of the Illuminati. They were the basis for what we call today in our country the Bavarian Illuminati was the basis for what we call today the Colombian faction. The Colombian faction of the Illuminati came here right after this government was formed, and that's where we get today this Columbia Space Shuttle, Columbia Movies, Columbia Television, Columbia Records, everything, Columbia University. As a matter of fact, Columbia TV, Columbia Broadcasting System, CBS. What is the symbol for CBS? It's the all-seeing eye of CBS. It's the Colombian faction of a secret society that calls themselves the Colombians, and that's why our government is in the District of Columbia, because these guys own our government. They print our money, and they own not only the government, but they own you. You are their property. As a matter of fact, when you're born, your birth certificate, and on the bottom of the birth certificate, it says the Department of Commerce. It is a property of the Department of Commerce because you are nothing more than a piece of commercial material. That's why if you're out of work, you don't go to the unemployment office, you go to the office for, what is it called, human resources, because you're just a human resource. So, in other words, these guys print the money, they run the country, and they own you, and they own everything around it. And so they make the laws, and that's why they can decide who can kill who, and who can get away with who, and who can get away with whatever, because they make the laws and they decide, all right? The new order of the world, our enterprise is now a success. As I said to you before, there are 13 layers in this pyramid. There are 13 letters in Coeptus. We'll get into that, all of this symbolism later. But 13 is a very important number to this secret society. There are 13 stripes. There are 13 stars here, which make up the Star of David. There are 13 berries. There are 13 leaves, 13 arrows. There are 32 feathers here and 33 feathers there. Everything is done in sequence of 13 because 13 is an unlucky number. That's why we say 13 is an unlucky number, because the reason why we say it's unlucky is because it is a divinely inspired number. It has to do with God in the heavens, and therefore it's unlucky for you. And it's not supposed to be used by you. 13, of course, is based on, this is what we call Masonic symbolism. Freemasons designed this dollar bill. Everything is done in sequence of 13, and again I draw your attention to the fact that you have 13 stars here, which collectively make up the Star of David. There's a reason why. Here on the dollar bill, just to show you how clever these guys are and how crafty they are, they, on the $1 bill at the top, you'll see this little image right here. I think I can make that. This is just an enlargement. This is an enlargement from a photocopy machine, so it's not really that clear. But if you blow it up from an actual photograph, you'll see it as it's a little owl. It's a symbol of the Bohemian Society. The Bohemian Society meets in California on the last 2 weeks of July of every year. The Bohemian Society is another secret society that was spun off of a larger secret society. The Colombians have a little fun club that they meet for 2 weeks out of the year in Northern California, and they're called the Bohemian Society. They meet in something called the Bohemian Grove. I have pictures, which I don't have with me tonight, but I'm going to have on my next lecture, showing all of the presidents, all of the living presidents, excluding the new one, but all of the living presidents at the Bohemian Grove in Northern California, and they're all wearing red and black Ku Klux Klan dress type of regalia, like the Ku Klux Klanners, with the pointed headdress and everything. And, I mean, it's quite a sight to see presidents dressed like Ku Klux Klan members, right? And they're standing in front of a big open pit of fire, and behind them is about a 20 to 25-foot owl behind them. And the article in Elm magazine and Time magazine, I've got 2 or 3 different magazines showing basically the same pictures. It says that the presidents meet with all of the heads of industry throughout the world, all of the heads of state throughout the world, and all of the most important wheeler dealers in this country, and they all meet up in Northern California, and they have rituals where they go before the owl after midnight. And what a picture you got, with all the presidents dressed up like Ku Klux Klanners with black and red robes on before an owl. And these are your presidents of this country. And the reason why they chose the owl is because the owl is a symbol used in Europe by secret societies, because the owl is wise, because it sees things in the dark. And the implication is, of course, that's why they're where they are, because they're very brilliant and they know things that you don't know. So they see things in the dark and they put their little owl on the dollar bill. It's just a clever little thing, but it shows you how these guys think. We get into Masonic symbolism. When you drive by a Freemasons, the Masonic Lodge, you'll see the square and the compass and then the G in the middle. The G is for not God. Everyone thinks it's for God. It's not. It's for geometry. Actually, it goes back even further than geometry. In 1717, it was stood for geometry. But the G has been used by secret societies as far back as ancient Greece, meaning the generative principle, the principle of generation or sexual principle in nature. And so when you see that G, just remember it stands for geometry. Now, so talking about geometry, here is a typical geometric figure of a 3-ring square. The circle, the triangle, the square, all have Masonic and spiritual meaning, as you'll see. But here we have the square within the magic circle. Here's the Washington Monument from above, the square within the magic circle. Incidentally, the Washington Monument is the Egyptian obelisk, another, like the pyramid on the dollar bill, another Egyptian symbol, because what America is referred to by the secret societies throughout the world as the New Egypt. That's a term that is given to them in their given to America in their literature, the New Egypt, because our whole laws are based on the ancient magic of Egypt, the white and black magic. That's why your police cars have black and white cars, because it's the idea of black and white magic coming out of Egypt. And these people who are running this country are really devious. But here we have the mystic star. I think I'm probably going to have to adjust each one. Here's the mystic star, to give you an example, is a 7-pointed star that's used in secret societies. You'll see it all over. 7-pointed star. Here's the Masonic Orders of Fraternity. Again, you'll see it. Golden Dawn, Enochian magic. Incidentally, as I said, this whole thing is going to be like a shotgun effect. I'm covering a lot of stuff. But the old symbol of John Wayne in the movies, remember in the old movies when the pilots were taking off on the aircraft carriers, you'd always see the military doing the thumbs up signal, when the planes were getting ready to take off, the thumbs up. Well, that thumbs up signal was developed for America by Aleister Crowley, one of the most master magicians the world's ever known. And he also developed for England, for Churchill, the victory sign, the V for victory. The V for victory is from the Jewish Masonic symbol for benediction and life. You'll see that in a few minutes too. But just to show you that symbols and emblems don't just happen. They're there for a reason. They mean something. Again, we go back to the 7-pointed star. And California Highway Patrol, wait a minute, there it is. California Highway Patrol uses a 7-pointed star. It has to do with the Enochian magic. And it's a magical symbol. The 7, of course, is the same 7, but the reason why we have 7 days of the week. The synagogues have the 7-candle lampstand, the 7-rayed kingdom. Everything is done in 7. It's a very important number.